And three drivers are still in with a chance of that top domestic title. They're the Opel duo, Jimmy McRae and Russell Brooks, both with 49 points, and the Audi of Malcolm Wilson on 45. Now, the Manx is the fastest rally in the country, and just to give you an idea of what it's like inside the cars, we put a camera in the computer vision Rover Vitesse driven by Tony Pond. And just keep an eye on that rev counter.
Fast K left. And absolute right over crest, 200. K right, tightens at white post, 100. Fast left, tightens to K. Flat right, continues to turn, fast K right.
Pace notes are an essential part of the Manx rally. They describe every twist and turn, every brow, and the distances between the hazards. It takes days to make the notes, the crew working together at a rather more leisurely pace, preparing for the competition. Now the driver's listening to every instruction, trying to squeeze the last drop of performance from his car down the narrow lanes. Seconds count. To give an idea of the speeds, watch the rev counter. At maximum revs, the Rover Vitesse is pulling 120 miles an hour.
Crest 100, crest and crest to long K left. 70. Long fast right over crest, keep out. 200. Flat right, 200. Crest to fast right, flat left, 70, care, crest to narrow, slight right over dip, twisty 100, fast K left, twisty 70, crest keep left to turn, slippy K right over crest, gravel, 250.
At these sort of speeds, simply keeping the car on the island is a difficult task, but for Michel Mouton, there was a problem even before the start in Douglas. The Audi Sport Quattro S1 couldn't get over the start ramp because of the car's deep front wing, and the French girl had to start alongside, hoping that her new car would bring some different luck. Dogged by problems throughout the Open Series, this was the last chance for Michel to beat the British drivers, wasting no time in setting the pace on the opening special stage. Backing up the sport's first lady was German ace Harald de Muth, making his first appearance in Britain this year. Swedish star Per Eklund was hoping for victory in Group A with the Toyota Supra. But the man everyone had their eyes on was Jimmy McRae, the reigning British champion in the AC Delco Opel Manta 400. Consistent scoring throughout the previous events, including victory on the Circuit of Ireland, meant he started the Manx with a slight advantage over his rivals. But with Opel teammate Russell Brooks desperate to take his first Open title, the three-day, 400-mile event was always going to be a frantic race. Dark horse in this championship battle was Malcolm Wilson, driving a Sport Quattro for the first time. Mikael Sundström in his Peugeot 205 Turbo 16, the four-wheel drive car which has dominated the '85 World Series, had a problem with a broken rear differential, putting 350 bhp through the front wheels only. Completing the massive Audi attack was young David Llewellyn in his Audi Sport UK entered Quattro. The importance of the British Championship is underlined by the numerous manufacturers chasing honours. Nissan have a 240 RS for Terry Cabey, while Skoda have surprised a few people throughout the season. John Hogland's 130 LR already the victor in its class. But the Group A Championship is still wide open, with Tony Pond the favourite in his computer vision Rover Vitesse. Opposition comes from Mark Lovell's Ford Escort RS Turbo, while Vauxhall's Penty Auricola, a past Open champion, is already on the limit. As rain starts to fall, it's McRae who makes the early break, the Scotsman throwing down the gauntlet as he storms the slippery stages. Wilson responds, learning the short wheelbase Audi under difficult conditions. David Llewellyn shocks the establishment by holding third place with some furious driving in the rain. Mouton's early charge has already hit trouble with brake problems, dropping her into the clutches of Tony Pond, who's put the Rover well inside the top 10. Brooks has been delayed with a puncture, dropping him 2 minutes, while Bertie Fisher has restyled his Manta, keeping him down the leaderboard. By the early evening, the island had left its mark on many. Demuth, unable to match the leaders and trailing teammate Llewellyn, while Sundström struggles with a broken car as he approaches the overnight rest halt. But at the service area behind the TT grandstand, attention turns to the leader. Jimmy McRae arrives needing emergency repairs.
Some of the head gasket's gone. It's the last 2 stages, the temperature has gone off the clock, so we can try and change the gasket, but whether we'll manage it in time or not, I don't know.
How long does it normally take then?
Well, the quickest they've done it is 40 minutes. So
And how long you got here?
We're going to lose road penalties, I think.
Friday morning, Malcolm Wilson is leading the Tudor Wabasto Manx Rally. It's a sensational drive. Second, McRae. His mechanics have changed the cylinder head, but he was penalised for being unable to keep to the strict timetable. And as well as losing the lead, he's now under threat from his teammate. Second place would still give McRae the championship, but Brooks is storming back into contention. Punctures and suspension problems kept him out of the frame on the first day. Now he sees his chance. He's going for gold. Proving his opening day was no fluke, David Llewellyn holds on to third place, resisting the challenge from Sundström's Peugeot. However, it's a battle which is about to be cut short when the young Finn retires with engine problems. The Rover Vitesse team are still dominating Roubaix ahead of Per Eklund's Toyota. But that battle is also about to be resolved in dramatic fashion. Keeping on the right side of the white line, Bertie Fisher is recovering from his first day's blues. Michel Mouton's disastrous season is about to continue as a chain of dramatic events unfold. Tony Pond crashes into a bank. Leader Malcolm Wilson hits a wall and overturns. And Michel goes straight on into another piece of scenery.
You know, everything was all right with the car, everything was all right with the note. I was in the right position to turn. I steered completely and the car went straight in the wall. But I couldn't do anything. I saw everything coming and I couldn't. I was really completely steering. But looking afterwards on the mark, it's maybe some water on the road. I don't know. The corner, they said it's very slippery. All the other car was really slippery. But I didn't slide at all. This is what I don't understand. Because when you touch water and one wheel is touching water, you must slide to go and to hit. We hit straight, absolutely straight. And I remember exactly, I was like this and I saw the car going straight. But really, I remember that nothing was wrong with my notes and nothing was wrong with the car. So it can be maybe the condition of the road, maybe, or, you know, it's difficult to say. But really.
Very bad luck anyway, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm sorry to stop like this.
Friday the 13th today.
Oof.
No such misfortunes for Jimmy McRae, who's suddenly back at the top of the leaderboard, but coming under increasing pressure from a flying Russell Brooks. Russell's really got the bit between his teeth and sees the championship within his grasp. With the demise of Mouton and Wilson, the Audi challenge is left to David Llewellyn, cutting corners in a desperate bid to stay ahead of teammate Harald Demuth. Audis have never succeeded on this tough tarmac event, but these two are going well, although, as the German discovers, the ditches are waiting if he relaxes for a split second.
Whoop.
Terry Cavey still looks good in the Nissan 240 RS, but he's coming under increasing pressure from Bertie Fisher, delighting his Irish supporters. With Pond now a spectator after his accident, teammate Mike Stewart is driving well in the second computer vision Vitesse and looks set to earn the team the Manufacturers Award until transmission problems cruelly force him into retirement. When Mark Lovell retires, Ford hopes rest with Stig Andervang in his Escort RS Turbo. But this fine challenge is about to end with transmission problems, handing the Group A category to Per Eklund's hitherto reliable Toyota Supra. However, Friday the 13th is about to put a jinx on the Toyota team as well. Heading for the overnight halt, there are worried faces in the service area.
had 5 cylinders all day, so we're hoping now to make it to a 6-cylinder model, and it's a valve sticking, and there's no way we can cure it, but just take the head off and see what we can do. But this is a new car, and I mean, we have never done it before. I think the last time it was done, it was an hour and a half, and we only got 30 minutes, so
Yeah.
we're just going to take the gamble.
Smart work by the Toyota mechanics keep the team's chances alive, and the cylinder head is replaced with only seconds to spare. But next door, the rally leader is again in trouble.
Up to the last stage it was all right, but we put the lights on for the last stage, and obviously that stopped the air getting into the radiator, and the temperatures are way up again, so I don't know what they're going to do now. We haven't time to change our gasket or anything.
But at least, I mean, there's no more night stuff though, is there?
There's no more night stuff. We've taken the lights back off, and hopefully that'll do it.
All the lights been on, it was keeping down, was it?
Yes, it was.
So what's the lead now then, Jimmy?
Still just over a minute. We've managed, I think, 1 minute 4 seconds or something.
We've taken, I think, 1 minute and 1 or 2 seconds today.
So it's looking good for tomorrow then?
It's very close. It's 6 seconds a stage on average. That's rather a lot.
Saturday morning, the final lap of the island, and the Open Championship's going down to the wire. Despite removing the offending spotlights, McRae's engine is still overheating as Brooks closes relentlessly. The battle for third place comes alive when Llewellyn's storming run ends with a blown engine, and DeMuth is left to uphold Audi honours. But the German's coming under increasing pressure from Fischer, about to make it a clean sweep for Opel. Watching his lead evaporate, McRae stubbornly refuses to accept defeat. But it's an impossible struggle. Just 3 stages from home, a shock absorber breaks. McRae's delayed, Brooks is through. Eklund's Toyota only has to finish now to take the 1985 Group A Championship. The closing moments of this epic rally, and Brooks, co-driven by Mike Broad, is set for an historic win. McRae and Ian Grindrod survive their last-minute dramas to finish a disappointed second, little reward for a gallant drive, while Bertie Fischer and Austin Fraser underline Opel's dominance, making it a 1-2-3. Pair Eklund and Dave Whittock finished 7th overall to give Toyota victory in the Group A Championship. But it's Russell Brooks and co-driver Mike Broad who are the 1985 Shell Oil's RAC Open Rally champions.
And so, Russell Brooks, with 64 points, becomes the first Englishman to win this title. Scotland's Jimmy McRae, runner-up in his Opel, and well back in third, Malcolm Wilson's Audi on 45 points. Just a word about Mike Broad there, Russell's co-driver, an old pal of mine from my days on local radio back in the Midlands, and he used to tell me all about rally driving. Fairly popular broadcaster in that area, and Mike must have known what he was talking about all along. Well, we have Speedway's World Long Track Championship, and that'll be coming your